What's up?
Last week of
Last
the
week of the
regular
regular
season.
season.
Holy smokes, win for some popcorn.
Is it me or this fall season like literally flew by?
But it'd be
I
flying.
feel yesterday were like the spring finals.
I know you're spot on.
It's crazy. Crazy.
That just means we're having a fun season, I guess.
Yeah. Let's get right into it because we got a lot of things to cover. I actually did some homework before the show because some tricky playoff scenario situations. I wanted to get them right. Um, we're not going to be lazy like Matt and just say, I think this is what's going to happen. We're going to give the actual facts over here. You watch Matt's After Flag?
I saw the picture of it,
Okay,
if
so
that counts.
yeah. Well, it'd be good to help you practice your French.
MFL triche ball.
So, what division would you like to start with?
Let's start with Div 4.
It's so random. Why did four?
I was thinking debating between 4 and 5, but then if it was 5, we just go down and that'd be too easy.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Let me know when you see my
I
screen.
might shoot I exited.
Can you see it?
Wait, let's see. Yeah, perfect.
So, Division Four. Um, I actually officiated this game here. So, looking at the standings first, this is a game. I think number one against number three. Yeah. So, Witching Hour were 8-0 at the time, and Hawks were 5-3. Um, Hawks came into this game missing. My computer's a little slow. Sorry about that. So Hawks were a little concerned coming into this game facing with the undefeated Witching Hour because they were missing Elliot Bourque and John Evans, like two of their better players, right? But
Where
on
was Evans?
he was sick. Hope he's feeling
Oh,
better, by
okay.
the way.
Okay, good, good.
Um, but then on the Witching Hour side, they're missing your boy Vincent Marotte and their quarterback Mathieu Tessier. So you'd say the grounds were a little leveled, right? At that point. But Tristan showed up and balled out 16 to 29, 206 yards, six touchdowns, no picks. He played a little bit of quarterback here and there. I know last season. I think he had sub for Sour Peeps in the playoffs as well, winning a game or two for them. But it's not every day that you come in as a backup and you show that stat line. Actually, it happened in the
Yeah,
NFL. Daniels got hurt. And did you see Marcus Mariota's stats?
all I know is that like they only had 14 points and then he came in and they scored like a 40 burger.
Yeah, and yeah, like it's crazy how you could be that prepared as a backup quarterback going into the game. Like especially when Jaden Daniels was killing it, like that just goes to show like props to him, to the coaching staff for the preparation and all that stuff.
I mean, how many times do we see a backup quarterback like honestly have more trouble throwing to his own team than the other team, right? Like that happened. Like they're just so unprepared and like have never thrown a
Yeah,
football before. So the stat by like Tristan, if he would have been QB1 for the whole season, I would have been even impressed. But the fact that he's doing this as QB2 is like almost shocking, right? 206 yards, six touchdowns, no picks.
yeah. So Hawks scored late with 35 seconds remaining to take that lead. Very intelligently declining the convert. They were up only 1 point. Smart decision there. And then Witching Hour marched and got it done on the last play of the game. First time I really see Thomas throwing for a full game. He's a really good quarterback. Like for his first season, he's already really good. It was funny because early in the game he was missing like easy completions to like Rob was snapping in this game, and it was like literally just like a 2 yard slant right, 2 yard slant left, and he was missing him. But he was completing these like deep hooks down the sideline for like 15 yards, or like a deep out, deep in route for like 12 yards. I'm like, how is he like hitting those on the money but missing those easy throws? Luckily, on the play where they actually got that touchdown um, to Rob. No, not that one. It was another one. Yeah, here, this one before the half. It was the last play before the half. They were down two scores. This was huge, and they were on the 1 yard line. They got that 1 yard to Rob on that like 2 yard slant. I knew they were gonna go to it because it was open. I'm like, man, he better not miss him. He didn't miss him. They get the ball to start the second half, and I think they got the ball. Yeah, they got the ball to start the second half, and Thomas did a great job scrambling. I think he was scrambling for like 15 seconds, and then finds Anna like literally on the goal line for the 3-yard score. Um, yeah, so like it was already a great game from both these teams, and there was a lot of nice plays, and both them were missing like top guns on each side. So if these two teams face off again in the playoffs, it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, that'll be a heck of a matchup in the playoffs. Like you said, both experienced teams, right? With Rob White there, guy that's been playing MFL for ages now. So it'd be cool for him to kind of learn under Thomas learned under his wing. And yeah, I haven't seen Tom throw all that much, but when I have, I've been pretty impressed. Like to score 32 points in this game against the defense like Witching Hour is very impressive. But yeah, Charles Cloutier, like you mentioned, the 11 catches, 119 yards, 3 TDs. Player of the game being split. You guys put the ball in two between him and Tristan. And yeah, Witching Hour stay undefeated. So that would be a heck of a good playoff matchup, and maybe one we'd see later on in the playoffs.
Yeah. Did you catch any of the other D4 games here?
I did not. No, I saw the scores, but big loss for Mustard Tigers. But
Almost
no, I
Tigers was not
didn't.
there. It was actually a forfeit. It was
Oh
West.
yeah, that's true. That's right, right.
Yeah. So we know nothing but D and Mustard Tigers are battling out. That win from nothing but D was the last of the regular season, convincing against Binet. So they did all that they can, and now they gotta hope and pray. So they beat Fat Players and they lost to Action Squad. And Fat Players also lost to Action Squad. They only played them once. So what that means is that if Fat Players lose, nothing but D is in. So remember we spoke about this 2 weeks ago and we said that nothing but D needs to beat Binet, but then be nice to Binet and hope they beat Fat Players
All right.
because it's their only path to making it in. Because even if Action Squad lose, if Action Squad and Fat Players both lose, Fat Players are out.
Wait, some points against, right?
No, based on head to head,
Oh, okay, right, right.
because all three teams played an equal amount of times against each other.
Okay, got you.
So yeah, I don't know if nothing but he's gonna show up to the field at 9 a.m. to cheer on the Binet. Um, but yeah, Fat Players is winning, you're in. It's as simple as that.
An Action Squad too, right?
I think that means Action Squad have clinched. Because even if Action Squad lose, they have the tiebreaker over nothing but D and the tiebreaker over Fat Players.
All right, so that'd be 4-6. But what if Mustard Tigers finish?
Oh, I didn't see that. Mustard have 2 games remaining. Oh man,
Yeah,
scratch that. If Mustard Tigers win both their games, then nothing but D is also out.
yeah.
Well, yeah, if Mustard Tigers win both their games, they have a better record than nothing but D.
Oh, sorry, Mustard Tigers. Yeah, they'll be 5-5, 4-6. Okay, and Mustard Tigers got Slot Machine and Blue Bat. Ooh, that's gonna be tough against Blue Badgers there too.
Mustard
Um,
Tigers need to win both their games because if they lose one out of the two, they have that forfeit loss, which is the first tiebreaker. So
over head to head.
yes,
That's
but I also believe
huge.
nothing but D even took care of business with the Mustard Tigers, if I remember correctly, and they did 36-20.
Okay, so just to recap, Mustard Tigers needs to go 2-0.
Yeah,
Okay.
and actually,
But even then, what if
Mustard Tigers are eliminated.
what?
No, my bad.
No, because what if Action Squad and 5 players lose?
Yeah, they need that to happen. They need one of the two to lose. So actually, yeah, let's restart. Action Squad, Action Squad have not clinched.
Okay, so no, we're forgetting everything we said about like 10 minutes ago.
only slot machine enough. No, even
Okay, come on, Terry.
I went through Division 5 because it was much more complicated than this. I looked at this one. This one seemed fairly simple.
Oh my gosh, wait, I don't even think Hawks have clinched. This is getting ridiculous now. Okay, just win your games if you want to make the playoffs. Div 4, next.
Pretty much. No, let's get something more sophisticated here.
Yeah, yeah.
Blue Badgers, Witching Hour definitely clinched. They have not
Yeah.
only clinched the playoffs, they clinched the 1 and the 2 seed. Witching Hour looking to go undefeated. They faced those Blue Badgers last week of the regular season. Could be a finals preview, no?
Most definitely.
Uh, so yeah, if Mustard Tigers finish 5-5, they're in only if they're not in a 5-5 tie with another team because they have that forfeit loss, right?
Okay, right, right. So they would need Action Squad and FAT players to both lose.
No, just one or the other.
Okay, right, right, right. 5-5. Because
That
nothing
makes
but
sense.
D
They
would
are,
leapfrog, nothing but D. Okay, right, makes sense.
Yeah. So what division do you want to go to next?
Okay, so wait, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, wait, who are
Okay, so winning your N is
everyone that's in a playoff position right now?
okay, right, exactly, because Monster Tigers would be 5-5 and then they lose the tiebreak. So okay, guys, so from 1 to 6, well, they're already okay, from 3 to 6 is winning your N.
Yeah.
And nothing but D shot at making the playoffs would be if
Most
Action
of the
Squad
Tigers lose at least one game.
and Action Squad and FAT both lose.
And no, FAT lose. They can get in over Action Squad.
Okay,
Even if an Action Squad lost.
okay.
So it's very simple. Nothing but D needs fat players to lose at 9 a.m. against Binet, and then they need Mustard Tigers to lose one of their 2 games.
Okay.
There, we got it.
Okay, nice.
Next.
Let's go Div 5.
Okay. Div 5 might seem more complicated, but I actually studied this one. So 5 to 6 are still alive. Top 4 have clinched. Bottom 4 are eliminated. Titans are playing 5-1-4.
Oh wow.
Um, 28 to 3 are playing Pick Sixers. Spartans are playing Budget Cats. Well, speaking about Spartans, remember how they were like really on the outside looking in at some point? Sitting at 5-4 now, they literally won 3 straight games. They were 2-4 with 3 straight losses. So gotta give them some props there for the way they're closing out their season.
Beating
Uh,
Phoenix.
sorry,
And beating Phoenix.
beating Phoenix.
Yeah.
Um, we'll get into the games after,
Yeah, yeah.
but I went through the head to head amongst all these teams that could be tied at 5-5 because there literally could be a multiple 5-5 team tie here. But for 23 Spartans, Wong Dynasty 5-1-4, it's winning you're in.
Yeah, makes sense.
For most of the other teams, you're gonna need a bit of luck. So like, let's see what Titans and Big Booties need. Uh, Depending on who will end up 5-5, that changes something. Because here I have like a little table of who won against who lost against who, and who didn't play against who. But it's looking very likely that unless it's a 2-team tie only at 5-5, which is going to be unlikely, it's going to go to points against. So that clearly doesn't favor 5-1-4. 5-1-4 basically it's beat Titans, you're in. That's a guarantee. Titans lose, they're out. Big Booties lose, they're out. So if Titans win, they're pretty much guaranteed a spot. And if Big Booties win, they'd only be guaranteed a spot if Titans. If Big Booties win, they need Titans to also win, and they still need some help.
Because then the Booties would be 5-5, 5-4 would fall to 5-5.
Yeah, it makes it so much more exciting when that red line is a little higher, right?
That's true.
Because Big Booties have victories against Spartans and Wong Dynasty, and they lost to 28-3, and they lost to Titans. But point differential wise, they're somewhat in the middle of that in that race.
Hmm.
The team that's in the best position right now, who has the most wins against the teams that they're tied with, or that they could be tied with, is 28-3, as they've beaten Spartans, Titans, and Big Booties. And I believe they have the best the fewest points against right now.
Okay, yeah, true. 135. Phoenix was 128.
But I meant amongst the
Oh,
teams
teams in contention. Yeah,
that
yeah.
they could potentially be tied with.
Boy, like he's that. So there's a lot of what ifs. And then if you look at the matchups,
Yeah, if we go by matchup, 28-3 against Pick Sixers should take care of that business, right?
Big Six was a fun team. I like those guys.
Spartans against Budget Cats, they should take care of business, right?
Yeah,
Well,
should.
against Jungle Squad, this fourth side gets complicated, right?
Yeah,
Especially since Jungle Squad are still in contention for the top seed there.
true. But no buys in this division.
No. And 514 Titans, that's really like a coin flip right there.
Who are
Big
you
Whoop.
going with?
Sorry?
Who are you picking in that one?
I'm taking 514.
Unfortunately, I am too. I'm letting a fire under the Titans' butt.
And then Big Booties against Phoenix. It's not going to be easy, but the way Phoenix played last week, they have a chance. Apparently, Kevin was too busy fighting with a garbage can than playing football, I heard.
I want to get this full story.
We had a few sideline reporters report to us that it was very dramatic scenes at Arthur Terrier Park this past Saturday.
Gosh, and I was at Darcy McGee. Gosh darn it.
So you saw this game, right? Big Booties Pick Sixers.
I did. Yeah.
You want to talk about it quickly?
Yeah, it was a good game. 20-7, scoring the last play of the game by Big Booty. So it was close throughout the game. A few things to note. I was impressed with Jorge. Like we talked about Jorge, and times him struggling and throwing interceptions. But he asked after the game, like, how did you find I played? Did you think like I improved? And I found him like very calm and cool and collected in the pocket, which is why I'm surprised he's been throwing as many picks as he has been. And he just looked in command of the offense. Like he knew what plays were going to be called. He knew it would open. And look, it was a lot to Max, but the throws to Max weren't easy. It was like Max doing like a 10-yard out route, and it'd have to be on the money. Him cutting to the right or cutting to the left, and he would throw it there. With the Pick Sixers playing man defense, so a defender just right behind any one of those players. He had good vision in this game. I thought like there wasn't many receivers that were open that didn't get the ball. And I was like, number one key takeaway was probably how impressed I was with Jorge in this game. And hopefully it was going to have to play like that if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive and beat Phoenix. And yeah, it was a bit of a defensive struggle. The Pick Sixers, they're going to get into it. For them, it was just a bit like just getting the game of flag. And being a little bit more organized, super chill guys. It was I think it was Mark before the game came up to me and was like, you willpower and like because we've been talking about him on the podcast, and I was so focused on my Iron Wolves game, and I was like, yeah, man, he's like, okay, no, don't worry, we'll talk after, and he was super chill, great
You wrote
player
him
by
off
the
like
way.
that? Like, you think you're too cool for him?
No, no, no. This is after the Chris incident and everything. My head was everywhere. So, I know Mark, really chill guy, great player too. Like I said, 5 catches, a touchdown, a conversion, really good speed and good route runner. And Nate had quite a few nice catches, 8 catches for 91 yards. So this is a good team, the Pick Sixers. I'm really excited for them to come back. William was a little tough on himself. He did throw 2 picks, but like I told the guys, it was against a really good and strong defense and big booties. It was a low scoring game, but it wasn't like one that was sloppy in any means. I think that like both defenses did their job, and yeah, Jorge just outplayed William, and there were ballers left and right on both sides of the field, so it was a good game.
Yeah. No, good stuff. What division you want to go to next?
Let's go Div 3.
Got Ben Denis still leading the race for receiving yards, but Nigel Thomas a whopping 19 touchdowns so far. Lucas with 59 receptions, but if we look at the standings, I actually left a pretty good game between CIA and Ducks. 21-19. Um, the difference in this game was a 2-point convert caught by Jason. So late in well, I mean, a little past midway through the first, the second midway past this, past the midway point of the second half, CIA scored to tie the game at 19-19, and Zabluski decides to go for two.
Oh, that's what I remember, and I heard him saying, "Okay, yes, yes, I remember this. This is when the dog was barking right beside me, Ben's dog."
You heard him saying what?
After he said, "That's why we go for two." After he got the two, it was a pretty
Yeah,
sick
well, he
response.
was saying that they're better at twos than ones, and it seemed to be true here, right? He got it, and that ended up being the game winning points. Not a clean game by him by any means, throwing 3 picks here to 3 different players. Speaking of Ben, hope he recovers quickly from the injury he's dealing with.
Yeah.
If he was on the field right, for this team, might have been a different outcome. We know he's a baller. But yeah, I hope to see him back on the field very, very soon.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
I was kind of like surprised at the low scoring nature of this game here, right? Great ball decision by Alex. Surprised to see Antoine Bissett only with 2 catches as well. Like this could very well be a finals preview, right? And Tropic Thunder are going to say, no, 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 we have something to say about that. Maybe they do, but I'm calling it. I think it's going to be CIA Ducks in the finals. And hopefully we'll have more points in that one. Did you see any of the other 2 games?
I did not, but I've been impressed with Iron Wolves, right? Because they were down and out for a while,
Be in
and
that game or during the season?
during the season, I feel like this is a team we kind of dismissed, saying that they didn't.
3 straight wins.
Yeah, there you go. 3 straight W's against three against Tropic Thunder, a good squad. Drama Club, a good squad. Turf Ninjas, two on the just on the outside looking in. So against 3 solid opponents, I like what I'm seeing out of the Iron Wolves. I didn't see that game, but that would have been a cool one. 3 really tight games.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of important games this Saturday, right? Secure Top Shooters, Iron Wolves. Secure Top Shooters also playing Blitzing Bastards, and Turf Ninjas against CIA Fusion. None of those games are easy, are going to be a given. A bunch of playoff implications there.
So Turf Ninjas, if they lose and Secure lose their 2 games, it would go down to head, I guess, right?
Yeah, and in that case, Secure will be out.
Well, so Turf Ninjas can lose and still be in the playoff spot.
If Secure Top Shooters lose both of their games.
Yeah, but they're playing.
Assuming neither has forfeits. I don't believe neither does.
Oh yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
But then let's say Turf Ninjas win their game. Be a tough one, but let's see. They do to be 5-5, and then Secure goes. Well, we put pressure on them to go 2-0, but the Secure plays first. So what do you think? Who do you got between Secure and Iron Wolves?
It's close. I think I got Arnold's.
Me
Yeah,
too.
roll.
So that drops them to 4-5, and then we got Turf Ninja CIA.
Sierra already locked up the 1 seed, right? So we might see Barbara at quarterback here, trying new things, getting them ready for the playoffs. Who knows how serious they're going to take this game because they're not playing for an undefeated season. They're not playing for the 1 spot. They have that locked up. So I think I like Turf Ninjas in this one.
I'm with you on that one. So it comes down to Secure top shooters and blitzing bastards, and I think Secure win that one.
I agree. I think Secure won that one as well.
So it could be a lot of scoreboard watching. It's always kind of fun. Maybe stick around the field, get a coffee.
But then if Drama Club drops their game against Ducks, they'll have the same record as Turf Ninjas,
Oh wow.
but they beat them twice.
Okay.
So nothing to worry about there.
And then what if Iron Wolves drop their game?
Well, if Arnold dropped their game, Secure are going to be in because they would have dropped it to Secure.
Yeah.
But Arnold's also beat Turf Ninjas, I believe, in that game where they're
Okay.
going to sack every second play, remember?
Oh yeah, true, true.
Yeah. Yeah. What division you want to go to next?
Let's go Div 1.
Well, Div 1's very, very easy and simple. The playoff teams are already determined. Unfortunately for KLB, who started off the season guns blazing, I think they were 4-1 to start off the season, and they weren't first. Yeah, they were 4-1 to start off the season through 5 games. Oh, sorry, no, 3-2, 3-1. Well, yes, they were 3-2, but they started off 3-1 through 4 games. They were sitting at that 1 seed for quite some time. Remember at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, they were 4-2.
I believe Outlaws lost an early one to you guys, right, this year? Yeah, first game of the
Yep.
season. Really crazy to see them out at this point. Having 2 tough games against Outlaws and A-Team, losing both them, especially that second one. I think the message got through to A-Team after us calling them an embarrassment the week before, eh?
Man, that 18 KOB game was a straight playoff game.
Did you see it?
No, but I could have checking the score, and I would have loved to have seen some of the game.
Yeah. Tied at 19 going into half. A-Team score first. Then KLB score, get a convert. Then A-Team score to go up 5 points. KLB have the advantage of the converts at this point. Score again, and then with under a minute remaining, Dave finds Jeremy Rooney for 20 yards and the go-ahead score here. And that's all she wrote for KLB season. Shocker.
Yeah, especially like you said, especially how they start. Man, look at the stats in that game.
Which one?
The KOB and A team.
Andrew and Shine went off, eh?
Yeah, Chesney. I think Andrew got player of the week.
Yeah. Before I forget, we have something pretty more remarkable that's going on in Division One. Unfortunately, it's for KLB, who's a non-playoff team. We still got to take some time to talk about this. Alexandre Valliere is breaking records left and right in Division One as a rusher, which is the hardest division to rush in. When you look at the single season records over here, it was 18 sacks held by Tommy Lemay quite some time ago. And you could see that even 18 was a good number because there's no one like else at 18. There's no one at 17. It goes down to 16, 15, 15, right? At that point, Alex Valliere, 24 sacks through 9 games right now. He still has one game remaining. He can add to that three total safeties. Um, it's phenomenal. Like I don't know what the record is, all divisions combined, but just to shatter the record like this in Division One, and like look at his stats compared to like the top defensive players of the division right now. You see James and Justin, who are great DBs with 7 picks. Um, Joey, once he catches the ball on defense, it's good chance of going for six, right? 75% of his picks going for six. But like none of them are a match for Alexandre Valliere right now, who has 24 total sacks, double the total of Francis Lucas, who actually has 2 sacks a game, right? Like 12 sacks in 6 games, that's phenomenal. Even like Jonathan Lurstis, 11 sacks in 9 games in Division One. Khalil 11 and 9. Even Devin, if you're averaging a sack a game in Division One, like to me, that's elite rushing, right? So I don't even know what words could describe what Alex Valliere is doing right now.
Like just to say, like there was when I was played against him 2 weeks ago, there was like sometimes I would throw to my first read and I would get sacked. It wasn't like coverage sack. And I was looking like my first play of the game, I threw the stop and go to Manu, and he was my first read. I threw it to him. We scored, but I got sacked. And to show he comes in like a bullet. And but the impressive thing is he doesn't often miss. Sometimes when you come in too quickly, the guy's a little hip move, and then you go flying by the other way. He often when he flies by, it's because he has the flag in his hand. So it's incredible. I didn't realize he had shattered the record by that much. Almost, wow, almost 3 sacks a game. Let's say 10. It's like the 2 point something, 2.7 yards or 2.7 sacks a game at this point. It's insane.
Yeah, that's quick math.
Is it actually 2.7?
2.67.
Yeah. Wow. And like you said, 3 safeties.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about either of your games against Pocket Rockets or Outlaws?
We'll talk about the Outlaws game. It was a slow start for us, like we did the week before against KOB. Outlaws, no Smuda, no Marvin in this one, but Brady's still being very, very competitive throughout the game. They got up to a quick, I think it was 14 nothing lead. We were down 20 to 8 at half, and then we finally got going. Our offense started clicking. Guys were making plays. Manu did a good job reading in passes. Larissa's did too. I think he had 11 catches on the day. And it was a fun game. Honestly, it was a fun game, and it's cool to see the new guys from Outlaws making plays like Justin White. And then you have guys like Mason Miller also making plays on both sides of the football too. And it was exciting. And Clément Biard had a crazy 40 or 45-yard touchdown run.
Right before
Uh,
the half.
Touchdown catch, exactly. Yeah, right before. So it was a fun game, a good game. And a game obviously we needed a little bit more because the 1 seed was already locked up for Outlaws. And yeah, because of that we punched our ticket, and it was a good game. We second half we ended up controlling it because the first half wasn't pretty.
Yeah, could say that again. But scoring 29 points in any half is pretty impressive. Hard not to win games when you do that. Um, so we do all five Montreal. I know we have the women's left that we didn't do, but besides that, did we do all five the other divisions?
No, we didn't do Div 2.
Oh yeah, Div two. You want to go Div two or women's?
Let's go women's.
Oh, but wait, before we go there, A Team Arnos, they're for sure playing against each other on November 9th in semifinals. Do you show your cards in this game? Do you play to win? Do you try new things? Are you stat padding? Like, what's the mindset going into this game?
Yeah, that's a good question. What do you do? What don't you do? Well, like it is for the higher seed, and while it may not seem like much, it'll be who wins the coin toss in the playoffs, and so basically who starts with the ball in the second half, right? Because if we lose, we'll have identical records, and we'd be 0-2 against them, and
It's
then
the second time. You only played them twice, right?
yeah, and if we win, obviously we'll have a better record than they do. So
So points against do
it's
not matter.
exactly. So the game still does mean something. Well, unless 18 decides they want to start with the ball on offense, either way. um, but yeah, I don't think you show too much in this game. Obviously, you play to win. You want to have confidence heading into your next game, and show that you're capable of beating the team you're going to be playing next. For Iron Wolves, I don't think we've had a season where we had 7 wins. I think we squeezed into the playoffs last year with 5 wins, I believe, or maybe 6. But getting 7 would be good. Or we
Actually,
had four.
4.
Four. There you go. Yeah. So, um, but yeah. So to say like getting 6 and making it a 7th would be great. But look, I think biggest thing is you don't want to have any injuries. Who threw that season?
When
Was that
spring
yeah,
must have
spring
been
20?
Mario.
Oh, exactly. Okay, okay. And then what was the final?
Spring 2023.
Yeah. Was it the Outlaws
It was the Ben McMahon Trollers
Oh
champion.
my gosh, yeah, yeah. The goal line stand. I think I got sacked. Yeah, this one I got sacked in this game.
4 times my max.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew what you were saying.
I think you played to win the game, but primarily you don't want anyone to get hurt, right? You don't want anyone to get hurt. The real game's happening next week. Play to win the game, play it safe, and then see
I
what
think it's
happens.
important to note that if A team lose by a forfeit and KLB win, A team will be out.
Oh shoot, that's a good call.
So make sure you get legal subs if you do. Write to me if you want to be sure, but make sure you show up for the game.
Shoot, that's a huge point.
Right?
Because let's say that you look at the standings, you can say, oh, okay, yeah, we're already clinched.
Not because
Because
Spurs are the first tiebreaker ahead of head to head.
you got to assume KLB will beat Pocket Rock. Okay, so make it fun. Do Pocket Rockets get their first win, or do they finish 0-10?
They finished 0-10, sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So we said D2.
D2.
Ain't it fun to talk about D2 when you're not stressed about making the playoffs?
From missing the playoffs in Div 3 with the buddies to making it in Div 2 feels good.
Feels really good. Oh, that was a big win against Average Joes. Um, Slightly below average that they were in that game.
Yeah, and now may not make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, after the game, when Jason's like, "Oh, Avery's gonna take over in the playoff," I'm like, "Well, you're not guaranteed to be in." He's like, "Yeah, we just gotta win one game." They're playing Rejects and Bin. Who Rejects are in a very good position, but actually, Rejects and Ben are both in similar positions, right? Um, and trust me, they both want to win those games.
Wow, so there's a lot, and Artiga is still mathematically alive too.
Yes.
Wow.
Did you notice something looking at the standings right now?
Um, if respect lose, they fall out of the 1 seed, eh?
Yeah, but not that.
Ross's in the playoff spot?
Yes. Rossos are in a playoff spot for the first time this season. You look at their 4 victories. They're sitting at 4-5. You look at their 4 victories. Okay, they beat the Villains, but they beat Double Dippers, Nice TDs, and Respect.
Holy cow.
You see, they beat like the stronger teams and lost to the not really any weak teams here, but and now they're ending the season against Tigres. And I believe if they win, they're in. So it's pretty remarkable season for Rossos because I don't think many people would have thought that the way it started, right?
Wow. How many in the row? Like did they win?
2 in a row.
Wow, okay.
What was I gonna say? And Double Dippers are the team that are out right now on the outside looking in after losing yet another game. That's their 4th straight loss.
They struggled a lot without Brisson, but this was his first game back, I think, eh?
Yeah, but they also struggled a lot against the Villains. Remember last season in D3, they were the 1 seed, Villains were the 8 seed, and they knocked them out in the first round.
That's true. That is true. Wow. Okay, so from 1 to 10, nothing is clinched.
By nothing, you mean no positions.
Right.
Yeah, Phoenix are clinched out of the playoffs.
Yeah. That's a 1 to 10, but yeah. Um. So yeah, respect clinch a playoff spot. Thunderbirds clinch a playoff spot. Nice Steve's clinch a playoff spot. And those are the only three.
I think Bins are also in regardless of what happens.
Okay.
Double Dippers are playing Tigres. Villains are playing Respect. That's going to be a tough one, especially since Respect are playing for that 1 seed, right?
Yeah,
Um,
boy.
yeah. And the fun thing about this division is it's not going to come down to well, I mean, it could come down to points against, but everyone plays against everyone once, exactly once. So there
Right.
will be that head-to-head record in the multi-team tie, right?
There will.
There will.
Yeah. I think villains are going to beat respect.
I just realized, didn't you say women's division?
Yeah, I did.
So why do you go to Division Two?
Right, you see, you're throwing me all over the place.
You think villains are beating respect?
I think so.
You'd be willing to bet on it?
Yeah, because I think that well, obviously, I mean, respect need the win to have the 1 seed, which is huge. But they're already in a playoff spot, and it's just tough for me to see a way where villains don't make the playoffs. But then, even if they do win that one, they're not guaranteed, eh? Or are they?
No.
5-5. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go 37-36 villains for respect.
Respect does not score any converts, or they get 6 points off five touchdowns on converts.
Yeah, 6-5.
So villains score an extra touchdown more than respect in this game,
Would that be then 30? Well, not necessarily.
unless they get 7 points off converts.
It could be. The mini running with those 2 point converts.
And the 1 seed in this division will have a 6-4 record. That's crazy. Yeah, so a lot of play for here in the last week of the regular season for Division Two. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be very exciting.
Rejects play. And average Joe's, yeah, like you said, they play rejects. Rejects win.
Yeah, because we
Wow.
can dive deeper into the tie-breaking scenarios because
There's so many left.
if average Joes beat rejects, then the head-to-head record changes. If rejects beat average Joes, the head-to-head record changes there. Because obviously it's going to come down to a team tied at 5-5 that's going to be in and out, right? Or maybe not, but most probably. Um, yeah, no,
Okay,
definitely a
let
five
me.
and five. A team with 5-5 is going to have to make it in.
If I asked you, do you think the 7 teams in the playoff spot right now are going to stay like those seven next week?
As much as I like raw sauce, I just have a feeling they're going to lose to Tigres.
I think we could see double dippers and villains both make it in.
Does that mean average Joes and raw sauce will be out?
Yeah.
Something tells me I see Tigres making it in.
Holy cow. Because you're right. Because they would
I
have to
don't.
be. Oh boy.
I don't think raw sauce and double dippers are a good matchup at all for them. I mean, I don't think Tigres are a good matchup at all for raw sauce and double dippers.
Yeah. Boy, that is exciting. But yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna say no. I see that. I see it shifting.
Shifting.
Like in other
Yeah.
words, the seven that are in now, it won't be the same seven in playoffs.
You could have a 10-team playoff here, give a first round bye to the top four, then go what is it? Sorry, for the first six, first round bye to the first six. Then you
You're
go
the one
second.
that doesn't want to have teams making the playoffs.
No,
I mean,
oh no, I much rather be the way it is. I'm just saying that like the top 10 are so good that like
yeah,
if villains who are not even in a playoff spot right now or Tigres or double dippers end up being your Division Two champions, would you be that surprised?
no.
Like maybe this was double dippers' plan all along because usually they finish first and they lose in the first round. Now they told themselves if we just like squeeze in at the last second, expectations are lower, and we might win a playoff game.
Okay, let's say we give just maybe to give the public something. We quickly give just one word answers of who we think is going to win each game.
Go.
I got rejects.
Same.
I got Tigres.
Same.
I got villains.
I got respect.
Okay, I got bin,
Same.
and I got double dippers.
I got Tigres.
So yeah, between both of us, a lot would change.
Yeah, I saw a video when I was scrolling on one of those reels, and it was a podcast show, and one of the guy's like a diehard Jets fan, and he was so mad at the Jets. He was saying that he just wishes they would have never traded for Rodgers and just continued sucking because he would have never had the hope of them being good. And it got me thinking, like, as a Cowboys fan, like I'm probably not the most miserable fan right now. Like there's worse. Like
It's
like
yeah, well,
really
like
describing it.
just look
And
right here, Dolphins 2-4.
yeah, like you were looking forward to a great season. Like you thought like you were in contention to win the division. Imagine if you knew you would have sucked like this season going into it. Like that season when you guys were tanking for Tua and you knew you
Yeah,
were going to be shit. Like
yeah,
any glimpse of anything good made your day.
yeah. That's true.
It's all about perspective. And I think that's what double dippers are doing right now.
I like it. I'm excited to see.
So now let's get to the women's division. Another division that the four playoff spots have been clinched. Although Majestic Divas and Des Drapeau can still play for seeding here. Des Drapeau playing Steelers, Majestic Divas playing Tigres. I think the schedule couldn't have been better because they don't have the stress of needing to win to be in, right? Because both Majestic Divas and Des Drapeau are in, but they both get to face one of the top two teams to see what it will take the following week, or sorry, in 2 weeks, in that semifinal matchup against one of those two top women teams.
So no playoffs for the women next weekend.
Exactly. No quarterfinals, just the semifinals.
Okay,
And if they
that's
both
exciting.
win
I
or
get what.
lose, let's see who has the tiebreaker between them. Oh, damn. So they split during the regular season. It's looking like Majestic Divas are probably gonna have the 3 seed given the points against if they both win or lose. Um, so if Majestic Divas beat Tigres, they're for sure playing Tigres in the semifinals. There's a good chance they still play them even if they lose. But if they beat them, it confirms that they're gonna play them in the semifinals.
Because Tigres won't be the 1 seed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had that rematch this past weekend, and Steelers won again.
Wow. That I'm surprised about.
Yeah, especially given wait, was it their first game or their second game? Yeah, it was their first game because they really went ham in that second game against Dirty Charlotte. Edna Perez, I think the player of the week here. I've rarely seen a player score in the same games by so many different ways. This was impressive. Um, 2 passing touchdowns on 3 attempts. A receiving touchdown. 2 2-point converted. Are you keeping tabs? How many points is that now? Like
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah.
wise, he would have been the player of the week. And then 2 pick sixes.
Wow.
Freaking impressive. What an outing by Edna Perez. Um, yeah.
Are you surprised that they beat them twice now?
Yes and no. Like seeing the way they demolished them in that first game
Hmm.
kind of solidified like their strength and like how good they are, right? It's not for nothing they're 8-0 and about to be like a 10-0 and our first undefeated women's team, I believe, ever in the history of the MFL.
Wow.
Yeah, like coming to the season, we thought it was going to be the Tigres dynasty, right, for seasons to come. And it's not like obviously we can't count them out now because like there's still a possibility Tigres take the championship, right? Like it is between them and Steelers for the most part. But 55 points against through 8 games, man. 236 points. Like, but Tigres have 280 points for. Um, yeah,
Well, it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun playoffs.
yeah. Do you see Dirty Charlotte winning their first game this of the season this weekend?
Look, I see both them and Crazy Beast finish with 1 win. So yes, give me Dirty Chai 13-12
Yeah. In regulation or in overtime?
regulation.
All right, so we did one, two, three, we did four and five. We did women's, Laval or Brossard.
Let's go Laval first.
So in Laval, the playoff spots are confirmed as well. Unless Gators win and Bandits lose by forfeit. So Gators were playing for their playoff lives against High and Audibles. Probably the game of the week there. Great game. Like, look, Jason was the quarterback for this team through the first couple of weeks. Loic took over. Yeah, he threw 4 picks. Um, but who's the fourth one? But him and Liam have a great connection. Liam, your player of the week, 9 for $106, 2 touchdowns, 2 1-point converts. Did really great things in this game. Gators tied the game up late, actually sorry, early in the second half, and then it was back and forth. And with 5 minutes remaining, High Audibles took the lead. Mathieu Graton has been filling out pretty nicely at the quarterback position for this High Audibles team. When Rob Prudhomme went down, and it's confirmed, unfortunately, he won't be back this season. Wishing him
That
well.
sucks.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back for next spring. But like they don't have Rob Prudhomme at the quarterback position right now. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, no, I was my dad's doing something.
You're what?
My dad.
You need a second?
No, we're good. We're good.
Um, yeah, high audibles don't. Fins up. High audibles don't have their all-star quarterback with Rob Prudhomme, but Mathieu Graton has been filling out nicely, right? Like, and it has been winning games. What's most important for them? Looks like he's nursing like some kind of hamstring or a knee injury because as he was running, he seemed like pretty injured, but he's still running more than you think an injured player would be running. 9 for 67. Um, yeah, but looking at the standings, it's Dynasty and Levelin's top 2 seeds over there. Like it's theirs to lose, right? Those bye weeks. Villains are playing against Bandits. Dynasty are playing against Team Sauce. I believe that they'll both clinch the 1 and the 2 to have that first round bye. And then you look at the other 4 teams. Panthers, Galactic Fun, High and Audibles, Bandits. It's going to be a damn good playoffs in Laval here.
That's exciting. I like that.
In the second game, we had Nick Blais filling in for Matt at the quarterback position. We know he loves himself some JC, going 10 for 74, 3 touchdowns. JC and Justin balling out on defense as well. it was a tough day for Frankie and the Bandits. But you rather have one of those games at this point than in the playoffs, right?
That's for sure. And plus, you're losing to a experienced quarterback there.
Yeah. So Brossard Division One or two?
Let's go Div 2.
Hey, hey,
Was that a game this weekend?
who's that?
Let's go. What happened on that? You were throwing at me, or is that Jason's ball?
I don't know. It looks like your football, no?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think Avery made a good play.
Yeah, that I am sure of. So Brossard Division Two, Impact destroying White Lightning, and Perchaud winning a tight one against Banana Blitz, sending them packing and no playoffs. So the top three teams here are the ones that are making the playoffs. I believe Impact have clinched the one seed because Perchaud do have a forfeit loss, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
That's huge. That's like Div 1 in Montreal, right? The five teams. When you won, it's a free pass to the finals.
yeah, yeah. So Perchaud do have that forfeit loss, so they there's nowhere them even if they win, they will not have the one seed. But they are playing to make sure they have home field advantage because if they lose and Furious Not Fast win, then Furious Not Fast will finish at two seed.
And they're playing a team though they could potentially play in the finals too, right? So
Exactly. You mean like,
that's
who?
sure.
Yeah, yeah. So all the Brossard and Laval playoffs are all on November 3rd. So getting that bye to the finals, just having to play one game is pretty neat, right? So congratulations to Impact on that. After starting the season 1 and 2, they
Yeah,
got two straight
seriously.
victories. A bit more to talk about in Division One here, because as you can see, there's still a lot up for grabs, right? Red Knot Skins, Spartans, Punishers all clinched. There's no buys here. Old School still very much in contention, playing Red Knot Skins and Southsiders. Southsiders also playing Spartans, who are battling for that one seed. So this last week uh, of Brossard Division One is going to be pretty exciting.
Wow. 6-3, 6-3, 6-3, 4-4. So that Southsiders old school game will be huge.
Unless Old School lose their first game against Red Knot Skins.
Could they could they if they're both 4-6?
If they're both 4-6, Old School have a forfeit loss.
Oh shit, okay, okay.
So Old School absolutely need to beat Red Knot Skins in the morning.
They basically need to go 2-0 then.
Yes.
Because if they lose
Yeah.
Southside, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good. It's cool when you have stuff to play for, like playoff contention and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's already updated the tie breaks, right? The 6-3, 6-3, 6-3.
I don't think so. We'll check it out. Punishers played Spartans and Red Knot Skins. They're 1-1 against Spartans, 1-1 against Red Knot Skins. So now let's see what Spartans are against Red Knot Skins. Yeah, so all teams are 1-1 against each other. So it's a three-way tie at the top. All
Wow.
teams are 2-2 actually in head-to-head amongst the tie teams. So that's points against, and the points against are so it is updated. So yeah,
Nice. Who do you have as the favorites?
Look, I had Spartans up until this week, and then they lost 7-6 against Punishers, which is shocking.
Wow.
The score line is shocking.
Yeah.
And Avery's pretty banged up, man. So that concerns me a little bit. I really think in this division right now, it's up for grabs. Like it's wide open.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tight one. I like it.
Like
Going
Max
five.
said, who wants it most?
There we go.
Who do you have?
I'll go red non skins.
Championship pedigree and Brossard, eh?
Yeah.
I think they're one of the most decorative teams there.
Yeah, tough to beat.
I think that concludes the show this week. Did we cover everyone?
Yeah, if we didn't, it's all good. Well, let's see, we did. Yeah. We gotta do some bold predictions today, though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
What do you want your world prediction on?
I'll go Div 2.
Do you want to see the matchups or you remember them?
I remember them. I'm gonna go with villains and respect. And I already said 37-36. Shoot. I said 37-36 in that one for villains. Okay. Huh. Here's the catch. Villains win the game, but Stephen Harpersad rushes for more TDs than in the
no.
game. Call it bold, baby. Call it bold.
More TDs than Jeremy.
Yeah. He rushes for more, but ultimately the villains win the game.
More touchdowns or yards?
No, not yards, touchdowns.
So he just needs one and Jeremy not to run it for any.
Yeah, let's say Jeremy still gets 6 carries for 68 yards and no touchdowns, and Dad rushes once for 6 yards, a TD.
Yeah. Kind of like a penalty. They stop at the 5.5 yard line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the women's division.
Yeah.
Dirty Charlotte Crazy Bees. I'll keep
Yeah.
your score line at 13-12. With the score being 12-6 on the last play, Dirty Charlotte scored to tie it up. They don't get the convert, and it's settled in triple overtime.
To get the first win of the season.
Yeah.
I like me some of that.
All right. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yep.
As usual, if you have any questions, comments, don't hesitate.
Playoffs on the
Go
line,
on
folks.
Saturday.
Make it count. Make it
Yeah.
count.
Make it count.
LeBaron and Thierry, eh?
No. I'll mix the folks up. Darcy, McGee, and Terry.
Oh, wait, shoot. What did I? Yeah. Shoot, I was hoping for LeBaron. Yeah, okay.
All right. See you guys Saturday.
See you, gang. Enjoy.